the value of a currency will be pegged to some precious metals, okay, which can be precious metals such as gold or silver or currency of some other country. Okay, what does that mean? Means suppose I need to print 1000 rupees. Okay, as an RBI, I need to print 1000 rupee. So what should I do? I can do that. Okay, if I need to print 1000 rupee, what I will do? I will keep gold. I will keep gold worth 1000 rupees in a reserve. Then I will just print money. Okay.
Sir, so can you say this once again?
Not exchange rate. Okay. Yeah. That is, suppose I need to print 1000 rupee. 1000 rupees what I need to print. Okay. 1000 rupee. One second. Let me run. I need to print 1000 rupees. I am RBI. Okay. I am RBI and RBI need to print 1000 rupees. Okay. So what they will do is they will take gold or maybe silver. Okay. Gold or silver worth of 1000 rupees, which is equivalent to 1000 rupees. Maybe some 0.4 grams or something, which is equal to 1000 rupees. I will keep it in a reserve. Then I will print. You understood?
Yes, sir.
So that is it. That is can be. So that is what is written as the under the system. A country fixes the value of its currency in terms of some external standard, which can be precious metals such as gold or silver or currency of some other values or some internationally agreed unit of account. You just remember one thing, that it is fixed by the government. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Then the main purpose of adopting the system is to ensure, yes, this is another correct, that why it is needed? It is to ensure stability in capital movements and foreign trade. Or else there will be always fluctuations when we depend on the market forces. Okay? To maintain stability, the government buy the foreign currency when exchange rate weakens and sell foreign currency when it is strengthened. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, what does it mean by foreign currency strengthened? What does this statement indicates? The foreign currency strengthened is the statement. So what does this statement indicates?
Foreign currency strengthened.
It automatically implies that our domestic currency
is the weak or fluctuating.
Okay, weakened. Domestic currency weakened. This is what we can imbibe from this particular thing, that is foreign currency strengthened. Okay, it means domestic currency weakened. Okay, so this is what is the purpose of this fixed exchange rate system. Then comes the managed floating rate. So what is managed floating rate? It is a system having characteristics which is hybrid of both fixed as well as flexible. Okay, the managed floating have the characteristics of fixed as well as flexible exchange rate system. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this system, rate of exchange is determined by market forces. Okay. The rate is determined by market forces. True, that is the supply and demand is going to determine the price in managed floating. But time to time, the central bank intervenes in the foreign exchange rates to create the fluctuation within certain limit. Suppose the demand is going this down. Okay. If the demand is going this down, that is going to affect the fluctuations. Like there is going to great fluctuations. So what the central banks will do? they will watch, they will let the market forces determine the play. But if the things are going out of the limit, if it is going, it is crossing certain thresholds, if the demand is going this high, so that is going to increase the value as a huge, then if export are going to be very expensive. If that is the case, what we will do, the central banks will intervene. That is why it is called a hybrid of fixed as well as floating. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Who all are there in the class right now, other than Monisha? You only?
No others. Yes, sir.
No others. Yeah. So, what is the difference between? We need to know about the difference between fixed exchange rate and flexible exchange rate. That is, first one is the determination. It is officially fixed in terms of gold or any other currencies by the government. It is determined by the forces of demand and supply. You know it. Then government control. There is complete government control when it comes to the fixed exchange rate, and there is no government control when it comes to the flexible. And stability. Which one will be more stable, fixed exchange or flexible?
Sir, fixed.
Fixed will be more stable. Impact on currency. Currency is devalued, and if any changes take place in the currency is revalued. We'll talk about it. Yeah. There is nothing much. You can just read it.
Yes,
when we talk about the devaluation, you know devaluation and depreciation, right?
Yes, sir.
What is it? The difference between devaluation and depreciation?
Devaluation is decreasing in the price. Depreciation is increasing in the decreasing the value of it.
I will tell you. I told you, right? This is the demand and supply of currency. So this is the demand. Sorry, 1 second. So this is the suppose this is the demand, this is the supply. Sorry, this is the demand. Sorry, again I'm just coming down. Sorry. Yeah, this is supply and this is demand. So I have told you there will be fluctuation. That is, if the demand for a particular currency is low, that means the value will also decrease. So in that case, what the thing is like, automatically the value, listen carefully, automatically the value can low due to the market forces, demand and supply. That condition is called depreciation. That is, depreciation refers to a fall in the market price of a country's currency in terms of a foreign currency. Devaluation refers to reduction. That is, intentionally government is reducing the demand. Intentionally government is trying to, intentionally the government is trying to reduce the value. That is called devaluation. That is called devaluation. But when it happens due to the market forces of demand and supply, that is called depreciation. When the government intentionally devalues it, it is called the devaluation. Is it clear? Is it clear for you, Monisha?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it takes place due to the government. It takes place due to the market forces of demand and supply. It takes place in a fixed exchange rate system. In fixed exchange rate system, and managed floating. In managed floating, what we can do in managed floating and fixed exchange rate system, we can do this thing, that is devaluation, because there the value of currency is decided by the government. Okay, so if that is the case, we can actually do what thing? We can devalue the currencies. Okay, you know what? In the time period of like 1991 to 2011, or maybe we can say like 2014, we have devalued our currency several times in order to boost the export. Okay, right? Then there is something called currency manipulation. That is, this is an unfair currency practices wherein a country devalues its domestic currency's values against dollar regulatory. That is like just devaluation only. Devaluation against dollar. Okay. Then the practice would mean that the country is questioning lowering the currency artificially in order to gain unfair advantages over other. Devaluation, that is it. This is the key of devaluation. Please make a note out of it, because this question is going to come for your prelims. Devaluation reduces the cost of export. I believe I have discussed that thing several times in our classes. Okay? Okay. So you understood this? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that is it. The devaluation reduces the cost of exports and hence trade deficit. Okay, this is not an necessary condition. It can occur, but there are also instances which doesn't need to lead to trade deficit lowering. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now we'll just talk about the factors affecting the exchange rate. First of all, intervention of the Reserve Bank of dollars at that time also, they can lead to interventions, right?
Yes.
Okay, then inflation rate, interest rate, okay, exports and import and other factors. Okay, so that is it. Like, so let's see how the inflation. I think the intervention of Reserve Bank of India is clear for you, right? Should I need to explain it again?
No, sir. I got it.
Yes. So intervention of the Reserve Bank of India. Then what about the inflation? The increase in inflation rate can lead to an increase in the demand for foreign currency. Okay, thus negatively impacting rate of exchange of a domestic currency. For example, an increased price of petroleum can increase the demand for foreign currency. I will tell you what. Okay, suppose what do you mean by inflation? Inflation means a condition of increased price. Inflation is the condition of increased price. If that is the case, okay, if the price is increased, what will be the thing? Suppose the petroleum, we are importing it, like petroleum is imported from Russia plus Middle East. We are doing it. So if that is the case, what we'll do? We need to pay more. We need to pay more to Russia. We need to pay more to Russia. That is, whenever we are paying to Russia, we should be paying it in dollars. That is, the demand for dollar is increasing. If demand for dollar is increasing, demand for rupee is going to demand for rupee is going to depreciate. The rupee is going to depreciate. Okay, so that is the case with inflation. Okay. And is there anything that I need to explain in this thing?
No, sir. Sir, it is 6:13.
So, sorry?
We will see. It is 6:15 14.
Okay, you may just leave. I think there are people who is watching it in YouTube. I will just wrap up. You can also just collect it from there.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Is there anybody else in the class? Okay. So, now let's talk about the Foreign Reserve of India. Foreign exchange of a country reserve refers to the foreign currencies held by the central bank. What you have to think is, whenever I'm talking about a Forex account, okay, whenever I'm talking about a Forex account or foreign exchange currency account, what you have to assume is, okay, what you have to assume is as an account. Account in where? It's in RBI. Not in SEBI or other platform. You should not confuse it. That is, Forex is an account in RBI. Okay, and inside that account, there are what all things are there. We need to look. There are foreign currency asset. Means nothing. That is the currencies like dollar, yen, or maybe pound. Okay, those kinds of things are there. That is the first thing. Second thing is gold. Okay, we also see gold in our accounts. I should say something. Currently, we are seeing a spike in the gold rate, right? The spike in the gold rate we are seeing now. Okay, if that is why, because of it, we know that we are having a negative attitude towards the dollar due to the aggressive and immature governance policies by the leaders of America. We are having a negative sentiments towards dollars. So if that is the case, what people are doing now, the central banks across the nations, and countries are shifting towards gold reserve. They are increasing the purchase of gold. So we know that whenever a demand for a thing increases, that is going to increase the price. Okay, so that is the very simple logic behind the increasing rate of gold in these days. Okay, then what we have? Then we have SDRs. That are the special drawing rights with the IMF. That is the non-flip, like it's a kind of basket of currencies. Okay, so the people who are watching it online, please comment which all are the currencies that are coming under the SDR, and people, this is the PYQ. Okay, yeah. Then reserve trends. Okay, that is also a kind of loan facility with IMF. Okay, now we have to discuss about purchasing power parity. Okay, purchasing power parity as an economic concept compares currencies of different countries to a basket of goods approach. Okay, without definition, we will just try to understand it in a practical sense. What it is mean by PPP. That is purchasing power parity. Okay, let's draw a diagram first of all. Okay, so this is a basket in India and this is a basket in USA. This is a basket in USA. Okay, so the cost of a pizza in India is 300. Okay, cost of pizza in US maybe, I'm just writing Indian rupee denomination to the dollars. Okay, so that is maybe like $4 or $5. $5 is equal to like 400. Okay, then we talk about the rent. The rent in India will be 10,000. Okay, then when it comes to USA, it should be like around we'll say like $400. $400 is like 32. 1 second. $400 is like for 32,000. Then we talk about the electricity or phone recharge. Phone recharge. We can do it for 250 rupees. Same with the USA, it will be $5 to $10, which is equal to 800. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just take the total. We will take the total. That is, the total is 10,000 plus 300. That is 10,300 plus 250. That is 10,550. Okay. The same good when it comes to, sorry, one second. I have wrote USA here. Sorry for that. So it is rent. This is phone recharge. Phone recharge. Okay. So for the same thing, we need to pay 32,000, 32,400, 32,400 plus 200, 33,200. That is, for the same basket of goods in India, we only need to pay 10,550. But for the same, we need to pay 33,200. 200, and this is known as purchasing parity. Okay, PPP, that is purchasing parity price. Purchasing power parity. Okay, purchasing power parity, as I told, is an economic concept, compares currencies of different countries through market-based of goods approach. According to this concept, two currencies are in equilibrium or parity when basket of goods adjusted to the rate of exchange cost the same in countries. That is not going to happen at any time. Every country will be having a difference of rates, right? And is determined in each country based on its relative cost of living and inflation rates. Okay, purchasing power parity ultimately means equalizing the purchasing power of two currencies by accounting for differences in the cost of living and inflation rates. For example, a smartphone that costs around 3,000 India would cost around $14 in USA if the exchange rate is considered for $1 is equal to 75. The purchasing power parity is one of the most important macroeconomic metrics that are used by the economists in determining the economic productivity and living standard of a country. Okay, let me tell you something which is out of the context. So you might have no friends who are working, of your friends in UK or maybe USA. So every time, whenever they are talking about their salaries after the part time, they will say like they are getting around 700 euros or maybe $700. Suppose for the ease of calculation, let's take this as 700 euros. Okay, 700 euros they are getting. Okay, by 7, what we'll do, we'll just convert that into Indian money. We'll just cross multiply it with the exchange rate. That is 70,000. And we say like, oh, you are getting 70,000 per month just by doing 2 hours of work every day. But the problem is, for them, in order to survive, they should be like, they should need maybe like 75,000 rupees per month, which is that they won't be even able to survive with this particular amount there because of the standard of living conditions and the cost. So this is what is measured by PPP. So if you want to compare, okay, the real value that they have, you have to do is PPP. That is, we might say that, okay, if a person, suppose a person who is living in India is earning 1 lakh per month, okay, if that person is moving to USA, if he need to live in the same facilities of a 1 lakh person that is living in India, he should be getting, I will say at least like what we can, suppose in euro we can convert, right? Because I'm assuming like the value of a euro is 100 rupees. Okay, so it is very easy for us. We will say like a person who is earning like 1,000 euro, sorry. We can say like a person who is earning 1,000 euro is living like a 1 lakh person in India. No, that is not the case. At least we should be having, there should be a value like there is a formula to calculate this thing, but we will say like at least we should be needing like 4,500 euros to live, similar to the person who is earning a 1 lakh in India. Okay, so this is it for the content discussion part today. So let's discuss the question. Okay, today, as we don't have anybody watching the live lectures, okay, we will ask we will be, 1 second, yeah, what you can do is you can just pause the video now and okay, you can just pause the video and answer the question. These are the questions that we have previously discussed. Okay, just pause it. Please comment the answers. Okay, I'll be going through the comments. Okay, please pause the video, answer. I believe you have commented. Similarly, this one also. This is a question that we have discussed in the class before itself. So you can just tell me the answer. Is there anybody in the class right now, students? Okay, this is your question number 3. Please comment the answer. Just pause the video. Just comment the answer. Then continue watching. Okay. So yes, I believe you have understood what I have talked until now. Okay. Now we are just calling the sessions off. Okay. Thank you.